Hi, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was okay. What did I do? I don't even remember what the hell I did. Just wasn't even... I spend most of my time in my room, so it's like... I spend most of my time in my room during the work week and on the weekend, so... It all seems to blend together. I had to ask, jokingly, almost jokingly, on Saturday, this is the weekend, right? Because it's so hard to tell nowadays. So hard to tell nowadays. But it was the weekend. I walked a nature trail on Saturday. Went over by the elementary school in Norwich. It was interesting. It was better than just walking around, which is what I was going to do. And I actually walked the nature trail on Sunday over in Hanover at the Hanover Country Club, Pine Park or something. So that was it. That's what you do now. You walk nature trails. And I looked at some more YouTube stuff. I'm always looking at the YouTube videos that promise to give you 100,000 followers and blah, blah, blah. And it's bullshit. Honestly, you shouldn't really... I said this in a YouTube video that I made myself, but you really shouldn't care about your followers or how many followers you have. How many followers you have means nothing. Just put out good content. That's all that matters. It's the only fucking thing that matters when it comes to putting out stuff on the web. Just put it out there. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's a good message. Either you're trying to be funny or you're trying to help people or something like that. Just do that. That's all you should do. Forget everything else. Yeah, that's what you should bleep and do. Let's see what the fuck else. The NFL draft was this weekend. It's the only thing happening this weekend of consequence. Only big sporting event that happened this weekend was the NFL draft. Which is usually big, and it was interesting this year. I was hoping, because it was all virtual, I was hoping for a lot of mistakes and errors, but there wasn't. But we did get the unintentional comedy of Roger Goodell. He was down in his basement, his very nice-looking basement, his man cave. And that was interesting. I felt like there were too many shots of his crotch towards the end. Like, he announced all the picks on... He announced the first round of picks on Thursday, and then he did rounds 2 and 3 on Friday. And I don't think he usually does that. I think he only usually does, like, the first round, if I remember correctly. First or the second round, but, like... He looked really tired Friday. Oh my gosh. It was hilarious. Like, I really was expecting him to do, like, the last couple of picks in his pajamas. That really would have been something if he had done the last of his picks in his pajamas. But the Patriots didn't draft a quarterback. But I liked the players that they drafted. They drafted a bunch of versatile defensive players, 2 tight ends, a kicker, and a couple offensive linemen, and 2 tight ends. Did I say that already? I don't know. But as for the quarterback, I have no idea what's going on with that. I know that they signed 2 undrafted players at quarterback today. But I have to think that Jarrett Stidham is probably going to be the quarterback to start the season. If there is a season, I mean, we had a draft for a season that we may not even know happens. What happens if there's no draft? What happens if there's no season? What happens? Do they do another draft next year and we have like 2 sets of rookie classes playing football next year? Should we be playing football this year? Should we be caring about sports at all right now? I mean, I think we shouldn't have stopped everything, that's for sure. I think we should have just all worn masks and stuff, but we responded way too late to this. So this is the situation that we're in, which sucks, but you all know that. Anyway, what the fuck else has happened this weekend? I didn't really do much of anything except watch the draft. I did watch the new Hugh Jackman movie on HBO, Bad Education. It had Allison Janney. I think it's based on a true story of this superintendent and assistant superintendent of Roslyn School District in New York, I think, where they basically stole $1 million. $11 million. They stole $11 million from the school system over a long time. Might have been like a decade or something like that. And they went to jail, but they're barely in jail. I think they're in jail, as they should be, because they stole money from schools. My God. That's everything that's wrong with education. If you're going to use money for education, use it for education. Education should be like our most important thing that we put money towards. We need to put, and we also need to make sure that the people that get that money for education use it for education purposes, not for personal apartments or houses, or beach houses or whatever. It's stupid. So stupid. So it was an interesting movie. What else happened this weekend? I don't know. The parts 3 and 4 of the Jordan documentary we're playing tonight. I'm recording this before it starts, so I'm not going to give you a review of it. And I'm not going to give you a review of it anyway. I'm going to watch them all eventually. I just haven't had a chance to watch them yet. But the snips and pieces that I've seen and heard about all sound pretty interesting. And I do want to watch it at some point. I think I can watch it on like Apple TV or Netflix or something like that. So I might try to catch myself up on those episodes. But that 98 Bulls team is one of the greatest teams. That dynasty is definitely the third greatest dynasty of all time, right behind the Celtics and the Lakers. And it's neat that they had cameras following behind them their last season. And it's going to be neat. I'm sure there's a lot of backstories that no one's heard before. And I'm looking forward to hearing all of those. So that should be interesting. Let's see, what the fuck else do I want to talk about? What else is on my mind today? What do I need to get anything off my chest? I don't really know. I posted this on Instagram over the weekend. I posted a picture of me staring at a computer, and I'm asking myself, how many self-help books do I need to read before I just go ahead and do something with my life? This one guy posted 4 more self-help books I need. But it's like, it's like I need to stop reading them. Or not stop reading them, but just like start doing something about it. Instead of just reading all this stuff telling me to do something about it, I need to start coming up with a plan and doing something about it. And I think I'm going to do that when I get done recording this podcast episode today. I'm going to work more on my exit strategy. That's a terrible word, but my plans. Because it's time to start doing and stop listening. Because I can listen to as many podcasts and books as I fucking want to, but I need to start doing something about it. And I'm going to start now. I think. Maybe. No, I will. Let's see. What else is on my mind from the weekend? Nothing really happened that really annoyed me, per se. So, I just thought I'd recap what I did this weekend to make myself feel better, just to get it out, just to talk, just to do something. I need to do this podcast every day just to make myself feel better, just to give myself something to fucking do. Before we get to what's pissing you off, let me promote. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're interested in watching more videos of me. You can listen to this podcast on YouTube, so you can do that. And thank you for listening to the podcast and downloading it today. If you're listening to it so far, if you're still listening to it right now, thank you. Please like, subscribe, review, rate, whatever, something. Just do that, please. I need more good reviews on Apple Podcasts. So that would be great. Thank you. And follow me on all social medias at McTaggart Attack. And if you want to send me an email, it's McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. And let's see what I'm going to do for what's pissing you off Wednesday. And let's see. I'm going to pick one from good friend Samantha O'Day. She's pissed off at people minimizing the impact that this has on mental health and saying that that's unimportant compared to everything else going on. That is such ridiculousness. That is so stupid that people would minimize mental health. Look, we can't minimize mental health, all right, regardless of what the fuck is happening right now. Because, like, there's a virus going around that's hurting people. And mental illness can hurt people too. And it's so ridiculous that people are minimizing mental health right now. Because, like, we're all stuck in our homes, not being able to do anything that we normally want to do or what we actually want to do. And we're stuck. And and it's very depressing. And I know I've gotten depressed a couple times the past couple weeks because I hate what the fuck is going on and that this whole situation is stupid and could have been handled so much better. And I know that, like, I find myself depressed sometimes, and it just sucks. It totally sucks. I imagine there's tons of people who are just so depressed with the situation right now and how stupid it feels and how oppressive it feels and how this is definitely the weirdest and scariest thing that's ever fucking happened to us. And I hope nothing bad like this ever happens again in our lifetime. And I hope that we learn from it. But one thing we need to learn and just be mindful of is that there's people out there hurting mentally. There's people out there depressed. There's people out there upset. Anxiety levels must be through the fucking roof now. And you want to go ahead and downplay it and say it's not a big deal. It's a pretty big damn deal. There's a lot of things getting affected by this pandemic, like people suffering from the virus and people suffering mentally from having to be cooped up or having to close down their businesses because of this. Financially, it's going to hurt us. Mentally, it's hurting us. And it's hurting us, with the virus. People are going to die because of the virus. People are going to die because suicide rates are up, whatever. It's just all stupid. We just need to treat it all. We need to treat it all. We need to take care of it all. It's just ridiculous that people are just downplaying everything. And we need to be mindful of all these things that are being affected by this pandemic. And that's the bottom line if you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.